Hello and welcome back to Indian Standard Time. I'm Jyoti Malhotra from the Tribune, and today we're going to talk about not one but three most interesting stories of the day today. And I have with me Jyoti Singh, my colleague at the Tribune, who covers crime and all things police, drugs, whatever you want to know, you have to ask Jyoti. Jyoti, the most important story in Punjab today has been this grenade attack against the BJP leader Manoranjan Kalia in Jalandhar early this morning on the 2nd of April. What happened? Why did somebody lob a grenade into his house?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, the motive so far is not clear. The police claims to have got some scientific investigation they claim that they have done, and they have named the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and the Babbar Khalsa International. They have named Jishan Akhtar and Shahzad Bhatti, who were involved in Baba Siddique murder case, the Bombay real estate dealer and an ex-MLA. But the police held a press conference today, but they could not say or pinpoint exactly what was the motive. So a lot of things.
What do you think, Jyoti? What do you think was the motive? Why would somebody, just chuck a grenade that in the middle of the night, 2 a.m.?
Yes.
That's what you're reporting, right?
Yeah, the first thing is that it did not aim to kill anyone because most of
So just attention grabbing.
Yes, attention grabbing and to create some fear and a communal divide. Because last month only, or just 2 weeks earlier, there was an attack at a temple in Amritsar. So total 16 such grenade attacks, confirmed grenade attacks have happened since September 9 last year. The first attack was at Chandigarh and the remaining were in Punjab.
So what is the Punjab police doing? I mean, surely it's such a big police force. It's a small state, only 3 crore people, but they seem to not... they seem to be pretty clueless about what's going on?
Yes, police has to answer a lot on this because the main person who has ordered these attacks has claimed that, police has been, he has actually openly challenged police. So his name is Happy Passia, he's a gangster. And
What has he said?
He has challenged police. He has made a lot of allegations of human right abuse against the police, which police.
But challenge police for what?
He said that these I can carry attack at any place. So he targeted police posts.
I see.
Which were mostly abandoned during the terrorism era. So he has openly challenged police, and later on he claims responsibility also.
But why do you think a BJP leader has been targeted?
Yeah, this is very shocking because police today named Lawrence Bishnoi.
Yeah.
And Punjab police.
Who is in jail in Gujarat?
In Gujarat, yes.
Right.
And he is in the custody of the National Investigation Agency, which is a central agency. So police has been trying to seek his production remand in several cases from Gujarat. But the NIA says that, he is under lot of threats and others, so we can't send him there.
Right.
And at the same time, so Lawrence Bishnoi is involved in a BJP. This was quite surprising. And
you're surprised that Lawrence Bishnoi has been named by the Punjab police as being...
This was because police did not share any evidence so far. They did not even name the 2 persons they have arrested.
But you said they've called Zishan...
these are the
Shahzad
conspirators.
Bhatti and what's the other one?
Zishan Akhtar.
Okay.
Yeah. But they are already in jail. And so police says that they are the conspirators. But who are the 2 persons they have arrested? They have not identified it.
Okay.
But the way things are happening, police installations, temple, and then, BJP, seems that there is an attempt to cause serious communal disharmony in Punjab. And especially it is sensitive because we are a border state. And one police official, a senior police official, said that we are actually at a direct battle with Pakistan. I mean, these are very strong words he used.
But one is that this direct battle with Pakistan, and but there are these two gangs, right? One is the Lawrence Bishnoi gang that has been named as
the conspirator,
as a conspirator, plus this Babbar Khalsa International, whose key people are said to be in Pakistan.
Exactly.
Now, if this battle is with Pakistan, but Lawrence Bishnoi is inside India. So the battle is both inside India and against Pakistan?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is the dichotomy which is there, which needs to be unraveled.
Now, some people are saying, so 2 questions to you, Jyoti. The first is that the Aam Aadmi Party government has only 2 years left.
Right.
They have lost Delhi. Now Punjab is the only government that they have. Do you think that this kind of crisis is going to be exacerbated in the coming weeks and months because the Aam Aadmi Party government seems to be under siege?
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. That's a very, very important point. And we are a sensitive state and we are politically sensitive also now because of the Delhi elections and 2-3 more bypolls are coming. So this is a big question mark on law and order. Police, to be fair to them, they have cracked all the cases. They have solved all the cases. Nearly 30 arrests have been made. The youths who actually threw the bombs, they have been identified, arrested. But the main thing is to prevent these incidents. It is like situation is akin to 2016-17. And later when there were so many target killings in Punjab. So it took the police about 1.5 years to, bust the gang. So if this continues, it's already 7 months. If this continues for long, I think people will have some kind of fear psychosis.
Now, there is an assembly poll in Ludhiana West that's coming up in a month or so.
Right.
But now, one of the things about the Manoranjan Kalia, the BJP leader who's been targeted, his party was formerly in alliance with the Akali Dal.
Right.
Do you think that there is something there?
Not exactly so far.
Okay. But it's about, but when you say that it's an attempt at creating communal discord between the Hindus and the Sikhs, what exactly do you mean?
Yes, that has always been the target of Pakistan's ISI, to how to disturb the communal harmony, because you can't recall any riots between the two communities here. And if you see that attackers are mostly Babbar Khalsa International. Now, the first time Lawrence Bishnoi's name
Right.
has appeared in a grenade attack. Otherwise, it's directly that, one community is planning and the other community is being targeted. This may help someone in elections also.
Okay. So thank you so much, Jupinder, for explaining this story to us. And I'm sure you'll be watching it as it unfolds over the next few days. The story about Manoranjan Kalia, the BJP leader whose house was attacked very early this morning at 2 a.m. when a grenade was launched or lobbed into his house. The man, the accused, sped away in an e-rickshaw. But we will watch and see how this unfolds in the Tribune over the coming days and weeks. Our second story today on Indian Standard Time is the Supreme Court rapping the Tamil Nadu Governor on its knuckles. Now, Mr. Ravi, over the last year or so, has been in direct confrontation, on a warpath actually, with M.K. Stalin's DMK government. Today, the Supreme Court made it very clear that the 10 bills that he had been sitting on for the last year and a half or so was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court said that there is a convention, a parliamentary convention, that even if the governor, a constitutional head, a titular head, he's not the government is one that's elected by the people, representatives of the people, and that's the one, the DMK government, headed by the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. And the Supreme Court went on to say that whether or not the governor likes what the government does, or in this particular case, what Mr. M.K. Stalin does, he has no option but to give his assent to the bills. And for the first time, the Supreme Court also gave a deadline within, say, 3 months or so, between 1 and 3 months, within which it said that any government must assent to the bills that are passed by the government or by the Legislative Assembly. I am in conversation with Nirupama Subramanian, a very senior journalist in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, and I'm going to ask her to explain what this means. Nirupama, thank you so much for joining me on the Tribune to explain why the Supreme Court has chastised the Tamil Nadu governor. Why do you think this has happened today?
I think the Supreme Court has been taking a stern view of the governor's actions in withholding the bill. I mean, right back in 2023, the Supreme Court had said that the governor cannot withhold assent. I mean, he can withhold assent, but he has to send it back to the legislature. He cannot assume that the bill has been extinguished because he has withheld assent. So he has to send it back to the legislature. And if they re-adopt the bill, then he has no choice but to give his assent. So now, in this case, he has been he has withheld assent. He had withheld assent for 10 bills. And then because he did not want to give his assent, he sent it onward to the president. And obviously today, as you know, the Supreme Court has taken a very stern view of this. And they have in fact said that the bills are now understood to have been
Passed.
They to be taken as passed.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court has done what he should have done. So it has been long in the making. It has been happening over 3 years. He withheld assent for several things, including the NEET, the bill that the Tamil Nadu Assembly passed, asking for exemption from NEET, the entrance examination for medical colleges, and many other things. Also
Why do you
the
think he's done this,
UGC rules.
Nirupama? Why do you think the Tamil Nadu governor has been on this war path, this collision course for the last year and a half or so?
I think he is only the extreme example of a trend that we have seen in other states, for instance, Kerala, and some other states, even with the previous governor in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So there has been this politicization of the office, if I may call it that, where the government's appointee, the governor, who's the federal or the central government's appointee, then takes it into their head that they have to be in opposition to the government in that particular state, which is an opposition ruled state, basically. So you've seen this in several opposition ruled states, that the governor is always on a collision course with the government of the day. And I think Mr. Ravi was just an extreme example of that, because he took objection to many things. He took objection, for instance, to the fact that the Tamil anthem would be played before the governor's address and not the national anthem. So for 3 years, this has become a running battle. He would refuse to read out the governor's address, which it was his duty to do, but he would not read it out, saying that it was in violation of the constitution, and that he would basically he wanted the national anthem first. And the Tamil Nadu government had repeatedly said that it is not the practice here. The practice here is to have the Tamil anthem before the governor's address and the national anthem after the governor's address. But on that pretext, he would refuse to read out. Then he refused to read out portions of the address because they said something praising the Dravidian model, which he contested. He said, he had been contesting the Dravidian model in many of his speeches and at other places. And he said he's not going to read out that portion. And he's also, taken it to a level that you don't see in other opposition-ruled states, perhaps.
Nirupama Subramanian, thank you so much for joining me from Chennai. Thank you for speaking to the Tribune. Our third story today on Indian Standard Time, dear viewer, is about artificial intelligence. Now, you know that AI has changed the world in which we live. Our lives have been turned upside down by the power of AI. It's so incredibly influential. It just has collapsed our world in many ways and expanded it in others. And today I'm talking about a song that John Lennon, the one and only John Lennon of the Beatles, a song that he had sung way back in 1979, just a few months before he was killed on the 8th of December, 1980. A song that has been resurrected over a year or so ago in November of 2023, called Now and Then. I'm sure you've heard some of the bars of that song, dear viewer. And today's story is about the incredible power of artificial intelligence. And dear viewer, just look what it's done to our world. Here's John Lennon himself for you.
Welcome to Dead Man Talking. State your name and tell me when and where you were born.
My name is John Winston Lennon. I was born on October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool, England.
And when did you die?
I died on December 8th, 1980 in New York City. I was shot outside my home at the Dakota Building by a man named Mark David Chapman. It was a tragic and shocking moment that deeply affected many people around the world.
Do you remember your last words?
Yes, my last words were, "I'm shot," when I realized what had happened. It was a moment filled with shock and confusion.
And that's all I have today for you on Indian Standard Time. But before I go, dear viewer, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Tribune. Tell me what you think about my video, about my show, Indian Standard Time. In fact, about all the shows on the Tribune. Don't forget to subscribe, to watch, and to tell us what you think. Thank you and goodbye for now.